All right, so we will continue to look into that issue, but for now, I just want us to cross over live and speak to Patrick Amimo, joining us live from Parliament. Patrick, what exactly is happening since the time that we spoke?
Thank you. As I did indicate, today is the first day for orientation from new members of Parliament for the 12th Parliament, and already, according to the Kenyan tradition, almost between 60 to 70% of serving members of Parliament every electioneer are shed off the system. So this time around, we expect almost 60% of the 12th Parliament to be composed of new members. And just joining me is one of the newly elected members for Mbeere, Mr. Geoffrey Kingangi, who happens also to have been an aide-de-camp to former President Mwai Kibaki. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just how come you're making it history, the first person to be, you're making history the first person, an ADC, to make it to Parliament. How was it possible?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm very grateful to my supporters and the people of Mbeere South for giving me this opportunity. It wasn't easy. I had to run the ropes. I have to shed my soldier coat and run to be a raya. And it was not easy, but at least the people of Mbeere South helped me through the journey, and I'm very grateful.
Looking at it, what are we expecting from you, your contribution in Parliament, both nationwide and for the Mbeere South people?
Oh, first of all, my first responsibility for Mbeere South people, that they elected me, they have expectations, and I have to go back and talk to them so that I can meet their expectations. The second thing, I'm very passionate about security. I have lived almost all my life in the security sector, and I will be looking to make my contribution in terms of security. And just before I went for campaigns, I was a chairman of Cereals and Produce Board, and therefore I have some experience in agriculture and the grain sector, and I hope to be able to make my contribution in that area as well.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Kingangi. That's a Mbeere South Member of Parliament, Geoffrey Kingangi, who's just who is also joining us. Just sharing with us a few of his sentiments, and just to get up to speed here is that we have the former member of the former the Speaker, Justin Muturi, Mheshimiwa. The immediate speaker, Justin Muturi, just joining us. Mheshimiwa, now looking at it, we're looking at least this idea of having a new election for the new speaker. I don't know, you've applied. What's the position so far?
Yeah, I have applied, and I've met all the requirements that were put. So I just wait for the decision of the members. Yes.
Looking at it, this is a new parliament that you expect almost 60% will be new members. How do you, in case you clinch this position, how do you how do you intend to go about it, given the experience you had in the 11th parliament and now the new parliament?
Well, always in these positions there are lessons learned, and we have taken stock of that which needed to be learned. We hope to improve and make the next parliament better than the 11th. And of course, every parliament always strives to be better than the other. And of course, there are many new things that we put in place in the 11th parliament, which were not there. I believe it will be exciting.
Thank you. That is Justin Muturi, just sharing with us some of the things he expects in the 12th Parliament, and also maybe just to get an idea is from the Clerk of the National Assembly, Michael Sialai, just to bring us up to speed. How many people have so far applied for the position of the Speaker?
We had 22 people applied for the office of the Speaker, and for Deputy Speaker, 3. We will shortly inform you of the people who have qualified to contest for the positions. So we'll be coming back to you shortly on that list, yeah.
Because there were indications that by 9 p.m. and maybe they also have to have support from 20 members of Parliament. How many have so far made their returns?
6 have made returns for the office of the Speaker, and 1 for the office of the Deputy Speaker. Yeah, but we will, according to the standing orders, the clerk is supposed to publicize the names of candidates who have qualified to be elected, and so we would rather wait for some few minutes. We will be informing you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is Michael Siala with the clerk to the National Assembly, just sharing with us some of those ideas on how many have so far applied. We see already 6 have qualified. And maybe just to get something from Songok, Mheshimiwa Songok, just I see you coming in, and I think maybe one of your priorities will be to represent people with disabilities. How do we see you steer this particular agenda?
First of all, I feel totally excited and thankful to the Jubilee government, Jubilee administration and Jubilee Party for giving me this chance. I've been the chairman of National Council for Persons with Disability, and I've been in the disability movement for quite some time. I've represented them internationally, especially in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability in New York, and also in Geneva, and in the formation of the East African Council for Persons with Disability in Addis Ababa, which we formed around 1 year ago. So I'm really very conversant on the issues of persons with disability and the advocacy of persons with disability, because I'm a member and I'm in this movement. And it has been very difficult for us to actually request and push Parliament to implement and sometimes to pass legislation or policies that will advocate for the rights of persons with disability. I'm really excited and delighted that I will be part of the legislation so that we can actually make rules and laws that will uplift the life of persons with disability, because we know that as persons with disability, we only need opportunities, not sympathy. So once some of this legislation, like when we had you, the media people, accepting to have a sign language interpreter in all your news bulletins, then it became easier for all persons with disability, including the deaf, to follow your news bulletins.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Songok. Just telling us a few on what to expect with people with disabilities is here nominated on that particular ticket. As I did indicate, at least this activity is ongoing today and tomorrow, the orientation process, both morning and afternoon sessions, where before the House opens officially on Thursday. From Parliament, I'm Patrick Amimo, back to the studio.